What's going on, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today I have a bit of a rant. First off, we're going to be talking about Battlefield 2042, the industry standard of talking about how things happen with games when the game launches, production goes towards the next installment, things like that. But I think there's an exception here. So first, let's want to say one thing. This is not towards any developers, if you guys are listening, any community managers, people who do not have control of the decisions. These are mainly focused at people at EA and DICE who hold leadership positions that really dictate the schedule and the flow and kind of are responsible for what happened. But I digress. Let's talk about the news about the next installment of Battlefield. Yes, the next installment. They're working on a new game after this disastrous launch. But first, let's talk about it is industry standard. It's kind of always been the thing. Pre-production starts usually around the time of the game launching or relatively right before it, so things can smoothly transition to the next installment, the next title, 2, 3, 4 years from now, etc. Specifically with multiplayer games, things like that. But Battlefield 2042, in my opinion, is a special exception to that. This, in my opinion, is the worst game release in modern history, worse than Battlefront 2, worse than Fallout 76. This release of the game, at least in this state, for this franchise was an absolute fucking disaster. There's no way around it. It's a joke that this even became a thing, but let's talk about some details. So one of the things that really irked me, and it's kind of the reason why I'm making this video, is the idea, as we see here, the title from Tom Henderson's article, we'll be quoting a little bit, exclusive. Battlefield series begins an uphill battle, feature reversions coming to the next title as valuable lessons learned from Battlefield 2042. First off, valuable lessons learned from Battlefield 2042. It's almost like you didn't learn anything from the fans, from the community with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. I think 2 titles and about 7 years of pain and struggle from the community about wanting something as a continuation from what Battlefield 4 was kind of just ignored. And now it's like, because it affected sales a lot and your stock prices for EA, that like it means something. Like, this is what my core sentiment against this is. Like, I really am angry of the valuable lessons part, and it pisses me off. Let me explain why. For time and time again, we told DICE and EA what we wanted from the Battlefield franchise. Expansion on destruction, more customizations for weapons, especially when you see Call of Duty with their gunsmith feature. Hey, an indie game, World War III, does customization for weapons better than the people they inspired, to make their game from. These people love Battlefield 3, and they made a game inspired from that, World War III, and they do it better than Battlefield 2042. Somehow, some way, a AAA studio and an indie studio, somehow the indie studio is beating the AAA studio in this regard with the shooter genre. But again, we've gave plenty of feedback. We want more destruction. We want content. We want more maps. Expand. Focus on modern military and move up from there. And everything they've done has been against that. Now, Battlefield 5 from Battlefield 1, the case for, I get. Again, maybe they were kind of stuck and they wanted to put it on another game, and it was easier to create from the assets used from Battlefield 1 to Battlefield 5 than it was to just make a brand new game. And even then, if you thought they had extra time for this type of game, you thought wrong. So a lot of thing has been regarding as a miss internally with this game. You see here, Tom Henderson quotes, "The title has been referred to internally as a miss, but work to make things right for players is still ongoing." Now, the numbers for this game are pretty bad. Disastrous. You might see here on screen, these numbers are not good at all. I'm telling you right now, I get it. There's other platforms, Origin, people still play on as well, but Steam is the majority of the player base in general for PC, and for a title that is mainly meant for PC to be struggling like this, yeah, there's some pain. And I've been through some painful moments of Battlefield 4. For example, it's my favorite Battlefield of all time, and the beginning was very rough, but it was fun. There was a game to play, and there were some fun foundations to it, and I played it, and they fixed it, and it was great. So there is that. But when it comes to updates with Battlefield 2042, honestly, the way they're turning it out, I think this game is dead in the water. There's nothing to offer that can bring me back. I am a very sour, petty fan, and to the point where the next Battlefield game I'm gonna sit on, I'm gonna see reviews before I even decide to purchase the game, because it is not good at all. They need a massive overhaul to do plenty of things to make this game much to the desire, or the franchise much to the desire where it should be. So if you look here, one thing that has pissed me off a little bit is the industry standard to the amount of people moving on to the next title. So let's talk about that right here. So The future of Battlefield 2042. DICE is obligated to release 4 specials and 4 battle passes for Battlefield 2042. I must note that I think this is the only content we will be getting for this game because it is dead in the water. And as we know, that at least one map named Exposure will be coming to the game this summer. A large portion of DICE has now moved on to the next title in the series as an industry standard. So again, this I must mention, I must reiterate, no matter how mad I am about this, this is an industry standard. So there's nothing abnormal of this. This isn't EA trying to move on to another cash grab, even though it kind of is. So there is that. However, there is still a strong and dedicated team working on Battlefield 2042 and its future content, despite concerns from the community that the game has been abandoned. Now, let me say one thing. This game has been abandoned. There has been no roadmap, lack of communication. The update rollout is very lackluster in terms of content via what the player base is experiencing and desiring. It's in a bad place. It's not really a live service, to be honest. Now, I will say this. There is some questions in regards to support teams in this area. Ripple Effect, formerly known as DICE LA, is the actual studio that really brought back Battlefield 4 from the shit show it kind of endeavored in, and they really made that game what it was. Not saying the people at DICE in Sweden didn't do anything. Of course, they made the foundation of the game, but Ripple Effect, or formerly known as DICE LA, really honed in and added to that. So they're still working on Portal, which I think is the best part of this game. And yeah, so if they're working on it, if they are personally like getting in there and they're helping pumping out content, then great. But as of now, I have no clue. The future of Battlefield 2042, I mean, this game is dead, guys. I can't see myself actually physically returning to it unless their update and their start of their season 1 in the summer is monumentally mind-blowing. I think I'm skipping out, unfortunately, on this year of Battlefield, or this installment. I played Battlefield 5 a good bit, even though I didn't like it. Played Battlefield 1 more than Battlefield 5, and Battlefield 4 I have like a couple thousand hours in. So there's that. Battlefield 3, same thing, couple thousand hours. Bad Company 2, same thing, couple thousand hours. We'll see how things go, but this game, awful. If you guys enjoy this content, I know I'm a little bit grim, a little bit down on this, because again, this is a franchise that means a lot to me. Seeing this and covering this is not good, but I did want to make a video talking about it because I am a massive fan of this franchise, or at least was a massive fan of this franchise. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, have any thoughts, also leave a comment down below. But if you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to like this video. It helps out the video a lot. If you guys are new here and want more content from me, I cover Destiny, I cover Call of Duty, cover other games. I'm going to be hopping into Elden Ring, having some fun there. Hopefully some pain, like the Souls games. So we should have some fun content with that going on. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that one. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I drop that content. But that's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.